I remember a story which happened in my childhood. I was around 9 or 10 that our TV stopped working. Daddy came out from home, grabbed a cup of coffee and sat on the sofa to watch the news. But the TV wasn't working. He called the technician to fix the TV. An hour later, the technician arrived and began to mend the television.
I've considered myself an athlete since I was 4, running around the soccer field a block away from my house, my dad acting as my coach for the community soccer team I was playing for. My dad was a marathon runner, getting up most mornings to head out for his training runs. He did them because he loved the movement and he loved to race. He's still one of the most competitive people I know to this day. When I was in grade 6, I decided to try one of those running races, and I asked my dad if I could start running with him outside of school. I told myself I wanted to run because I was competitive and I was a good runner on the soccer field, so maybe I could be good at this. At the heart of it though, I was a 12-year-old who was watching the shape of the bodies of her teammates, and I was starting to develop body dysmorphia, and I thought I wasn't exercising enough by only playing soccer 4 days out of the week.
I am tired. I am tired of the daily grind of being a single mom to 3 adult men. My boys are 23, 21, and the youngest is 18. I've been the one doing the pushing and the pulling and motivating for more than 13 years. I find myself oscillating between missing my role as the main woman in their lives and wanting to be free of that daily grind. I wonder if I will be enough when they are gone.
Why am I here? I have never been outside my home country my entire life. Why did I decide to come all the way to Victoria for my studies when it's miles away from my home? Back home, anytime I sleep outside my house, I miss it so much I regret it. But why Victoria? Why did I want to leave so bad? I have never been on a plane, scared of it even. Why did I take this step? I always had a quest for experiencing something new, venture out of my comfort zone, see what's out there. I felt like there's a void inside me and I'm missing something. Was I crazy in wanting to come to Canada? I hope not.
When he opened the TV board, we were all shocked by the thing we saw. The board was filled with the breadcrumbs. We looked at each other. My parents knew that I was old enough not to make that mistake. So everyone looked at my younger brother, who was around 6 at that time. Daddy was angry with him and put all the blame on him because he knew that it was my brother's fault to play and put the breadcrumbs in the board.
I started running on with my dad on the days I didn't have practice. On the days I didn't want to run, I told myself I would feel better after. I'd get faster and stronger. And I would have accomplished my exercise goal for the day. I was 13. I had a friend in school who was also an incredible runner, and she out-sprinted me every day on the track. I wanted to be better. I started competing in triathlon. I had a feeling inside that I could be this great athlete, but I'd never got there playing soccer. I'd eventually beat my friend on the track, learned how to push hard and fast from the very start so that I would beat the sprint out of her legs before the home stretch. I learned how to put yourself in a place of hurt and how to sit there. I took those skills outside of training and put them into controlling what I ate. The definition of being an athlete is doing the hard things and putting yourself in uncomfortable situations and enduring, correct? No one in triathlon could ever beat me in a race, but I looked at their bodies of the girls I was competing against and convinced myself that they were better than me because they could take up less physical space. I wasn't consistent as an athlete. I got injured. I couldn't handle training loads. I saw the other girls getting stronger, gaining muscle, getting slower. Told myself I wouldn't fall short like they did. When I was 18 though, I moved to Victoria and I was told I was hurting myself and that I would have maybe osteoporosis, fertility issues, and I would hurt my health in the long run. The worst of it was I heard that I might never reach the potential as an athlete that I was so convinced that I had.
My identity was a soccer player until my career-ending injury, then wife until my spouse chose someone new, and then mother until my boys move on with their adult lives. I want to feel like I have done enough, that I have raised them to be contributing members of society. I want to feel like I am whole without the daily grind of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, followed by mountains of laundry and homework reminders. But then I sit and reflect on my life to date, and they are what I am most proud of. Olga. I have 2 professional athletes and 1 well on his way, but at the end of the day, they are good people. By good people, I mean they are good to people that can do nothing for them. They work hard for everything they have, they know the value of $1, and they know what integrity looks like. I watch them interact with their sport communities, our family and friends, and I feel a swell in my chest at the thought that I am so lucky they are mine. I did that.
I told myself I'm never going back to school because I didn't like it and it's hard anyways. But here I am in qualitative research class and hearing about germs I have never heard about. I hope I survive it. Talking about survival, this reminds me of how I survived my summer courses. In one of the courses, I was asked to draw some indigenous plants and birds. I couldn't draw to save my life. I pondered about it for days. I decided to practice drawing if I wanted to survive and make it in the course. I was still no good at it. Lo and behold, I found my roommate doing artwork on the dining table one morning. I asked her if she could help, and she agreed immediately. She helped me in my drawing process, and I was able to present my work. That day, I learned the value of feedback and helping each other.
My parents began to ask him the reason angrily. He explained that when he saw the poor African children on TV screen, he felt pity for them. And every time he had some bread in his hands, he threw a piece of bread into the TV board, so as the hungry child could get and eat it and to get full. He was so satisfied with the thing he had done before. My parents were so ashamed of themselves for blaming him. So they hugged him and preferred not to keep on the discussion with him any longer.
I started eating, put on about 15 pounds in about 3 months, and then I definitely couldn't train. My body changed so fast I couldn't handle it because I had this new body and I didn't know how to move inside of it. Lasted about 18 more months, and then I tried to quit the sport because I was so injured. I'd lost all my confidence in my ability, and I knew I needed time to heal. I got back into sport, trained slowly, trained smartly, slowly built back my coordination, my strength, and my confidence. I'm stronger, faster, and healthier than I ever was as a junior athlete. And through school and through my sports teams, I've learned about the condition I put my body in. I've studied human physiology, nutrition, and sports performance. I've coached, I've guided, and I've had the opportunity now to race across the world. I'm here to share that putting your health first as an athlete and taking care of yourself as a person will allow you the strength and ability to keep pursuing the things that you're capable of achieving.
My boys have seen me fail at many things and get back up each and every time. I am thankful for the grind, the hard days, the long days, because it has taught us all resilience. We have leaned on each other and are stronger for doing so. I fear that when they no longer need me in this way, what will my value look like to them?
Sometimes I ask myself, what do I bring to the table? I had a presentation which centered around performing indigenous activities in class. I had little to no experience when it comes to indigenous knowledge, but I decided to share my experience from my culture and background in relation to the activities, and my peers loved it. I was astounded. It was interesting to note how they liked my perspective and views in relation to the topic. I realized from that day that regardless of my culture and background, there's something I can always bring to the table.
Yeah.